Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back. As always, huge massive thank you for the support. I really do appreciate it. So today I'm coming back. This is the start of a little play with the cute Christmas collection from the Hunkydory blockbuster, and I thought I would come in with Mooey Christmas. So we've got the lovely cow with the robin. You can just see him on there. There's the little robin. And then you've got this foiled with the bows. You've got this beautiful printed one. And then you've got the inserts to match. And I have got another new template for you. Actually found it at the same time as the last one, but I was looking for something that would suit this card shape. And I do think that this one could do really well with it. It could look really cool. So I've got my usual 6x12 white 300 GSM cardstock, and I'm going to start by scoring at 3 and at 6. Now we'll have to come back to the scoreboard in a minute, but I think it's easier for me to do the cutting at this point here. So this is the front of my card. So I'm going to pop it in and I'm going to line it up with the 2 inches mark on this side. Just make sure that's nice and straight. And then I'm going to cut from 3 inches down to 9. Okay. We'll put that out of the way a second, bring that scoreboard back in. And if I pop that in upside down, so we'll pop it in upside down that way, and then at the 3 inch mark I'm just going to score down to reach that cut. Okay, and this card is called a cut-in Z-fold card. So what I'm going to do just to start is just fold it over as if it were a normal card, just to get these folds and this paper moving. I'm going to fold that one back. Again, there's a little burnish down. I will do it properly in a second. And then this one is going to come out. Just going to get that onto there like so. Just make sure it's nice and straight. I'm just going to go over that with my porcelain bone folder. Well, I don't think it's porcelain, I think it's some other material, but it's a nice hard one. And that is going to be the result in card blank. Okay, so I know I've got 3 inch panels here, and I'm going to do it as 4 panels. So I'm going to break this up. I'm not going to do anything with the sides there, because when this card is sent, I'm going to be sending it in an envelope like this. Okay, but that is the start of our card. Like I say, I will put a template up, and now that I know I can pop it up on YouTube as well, I will be putting it up on there. I was a bit worried because it would only show me like a preview of it. Apologies, delivery man. My sister ordered some pens from Crafter's Companion. So yeah, just knocked on the door. So right, so I've got some gold mirror card, and like I said, I'm going to be doing the 4 different panels. Well, technically there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because obviously these are 2 panels as well. So let's start with the longest ones first of all. We know that they are 3 by 6, so I'm just going to take 2 notches off that in the gold and 2 notches off the 6, and then that should fit quite nicely into there. And then the same with this piece here. So the only sort of downside of this card could be that you're going to use the whole piece of cardstock, so the whole sort of one piece, but I'm not going to, because I'm going to use the insert on some of the pieces. Okay, so that's the second one. And then if I grab another one to do these inside ones, so I need to be 2 notches under the 3, and then I want a piece to be 2 notches under the 2, and that should fit onto there quite nicely. and then 2 notches under the 4, which should fit on there quite nicely. And I'm just going to repeat that. So quite easy measurements on this one. So 2 notches under the 3, 2 notches under the 2, because we've got another piece on that side, and then 2 notches under the 4. Okay, so then next I'm going to bring in a piece of this cardstock, and I am going to cut it at 5 3/4. And all I'm going to do is just cut 1 3/4 inch off the bottom of that. And then I'm going to cut 1 3/4 that way twice. No, that's not going to be right. Oh no, I haven't written that now. We'll put some ribbon on if we have. But 2 3/4, sorry. I might nick a bit off the other side. Yeah, that's the way. Oh, my brain, sometimes the maths. Do I want to? No, I think I'm going to use a bit of ribbon on this piece and do it up. So we know that is 1 3/4 that way, 1 3/4 that way. So we just need that to be 1 inch that way, and I will join that up. So I'm not going to let the fact that I cut that in error. Bear with me 2 seconds. Apologies, apparently it's the day to go. Well, every day this week we've had election stuff. Honestly, I'm absolutely sick of it. You can't get in touch with them for a love nor money when there's not an election on, but when there's election on, they're popping things through your door every 5 minutes. And like the same people sending 2 letters at once. What's that about? Talk about waste of taxpayers' money. Right, okay, not thinking about that. So this one, so I've swapped over to the foiled cardstock, and I'm cutting at 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. Now here's the decision. Do I want the next bit to be in orange or red? Yeah, I think I am. It's going to leave me a better piece to play with for another card later on. Okay, so again, 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. Okay, then I'm going to swap to my other trimmer. Guillotine one. Where are you? Here you are. And apologies, I did get some glue on it the other day, so it is looking a bit mucky. And then I'm going to take the insert that matches that wooden panel, and I'm going to turn it upside down, and I'm going to cut this at 2 3/4. And then I think I'm going to take that off at top of that gate, and then we can trim that down to 3 3/4, which I believe should fit onto there quite nicely, and it does. Okay, and then same again with this piece, 2 3/4. Again, we've got a nice size insert. I'm going to take the little piece off there, and then we are going to cut that at 3 3/4. And apologies for the rant about the politics. I know they're important. I just got a bit fed up with them winding the dog up by putting stuff through the door. Right, okay. So this is how our card is going to look. So obviously we're going to do our little bit of mending with that. Although to be fair, I think because of the design on it, as long as I put that tight together, it's not going to be noticed because it just looks like part of the plank. Well, that's a result I didn't expect. Not very often that happens, guys, is it? Okay, so at this point, if you wanted to emboss these with a stencil mask or embossing folder, then that is the time. This is the time to do it. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just leave them plain, just for those of you out there who don't have those sort of details, those sort of don't want to go down that rabbit hole, basically. And I'm just going to keep them nice and plain and simple. Okay, they're still going to look stunning then. So the glues I'm going to be using, the usual one is the Cloud All-Purpose Glue and the Cloud Tacky Glue. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just pop this one on first, a good amount of glue all the way around. So a little bit of string there. I don't know what happened yesterday. I was doing some crafting and all went well and packed up. So I didn't tidy up, but I always put the lids on my glues, and I do remember putting the lid on my glue. And then my sister came down and she was swiping my pencils and playing with a few of them. She was trying them out because I got some Prismacolor ones and she doesn't know whether she wants to buy them or make do with the ones she's got, which is similar sort of thing. And somehow between her being at my desk and me leaving my desk, my original bottle of purpose glue has somehow disappeared. So I've looked everywhere. I've looked under the desk, I've looked in the bin. I have no clue. The only thing I can think of is that maybe Henry's picked it up if it's been on the floor, but normally he shows me if he's nicked something because he wants me to get it off him because he likes to swap. So both of my dogs, my dogs before him, Poppy and Pippin, I taught them really young what swap was, which means if they've got something that I want, I'm willing to swap it for something they want more, like, you know, a treat. In those days when they were young, it used to be a rawhide stick because they both used to love them before we realised that they were bad for them because they make them in formaldehyde, or there's formaldehyde somehow in the processing, so they're not that good for dogs really. But when they were puppies, that's what they used to love, especially like if I was you know, if I went out or anything, I knew they'd be all right with rawhide shoes. But yeah, they used to like those and other little sort of treats, so they learnt what a swap was. Now Henry, at the age of 5, is just cottoning on, and he is a dog, and I know you're going to say they can't have it, but he loves chocolate, and he doesn't really like dog chocolate. He quite likes the one that they do at Christmas with orange in, chocolate orange. But usually what I do is I have usually a pack of buttons in the fridge, because I find if I have a bar of chocolate, I'll eat it all. But if there's a pack of buttons, I'll just have one while I'm going past, and it will be enough to just take the edge off that sort of chocolate. Chocolate sort of urge, you know, that sort of urge to eat chocolate. So what I do is I just give him the very tip of it, so it's just really a taste. And I know it's poisonous, and honestly we had a dog called Gemma who did get chocolate poison from eating Smarties, because at that time we didn't know they were poisonous. And she used to pop open a packet of Smarties, so everybody, like, you know, everyone in the family, this is how she got poisoning, used to bring her home a whole pack of Smarties, and she would sit there and eat them. And then of course she got poisoned, and she was so sick, we nearly lost her. And and afterwards she only had to smell chocolate and she'd throw up. That's how sick they made her afterwards. But we did, you know, we did get her back, and obviously she never even wanted a bit of chocolate after that. But she was eating such a lot of chocolate. But he only just has a little bit, and he's happy. I'm happy because of his allergies. There isn't much he can have, bless him. You know, the only protein he can eat is fish. He really loves sour and bitter things. He'll quite happily eat the apples before they're ripe. Well, he'll bring them in, he'll throw them around, he'll use them as a ball for a day, and then he'll eat them. And then again, they're supposed to not have the pips, because the pips, I think of apple as cyanide. But maybe the pips aren't really formed at that sort of age in the development of it. But sometimes I buy him an apple in the summer. But like I say, he likes to throw them around for a bit before he eats them, because it's, I suppose apple does sound a lot like ball, apple, a ball. But yeah, he does like a little bit of chocolate, and he is learning the word swap after 5 years. So he does normally show me if he's stolen something, just in case it's worth something to me to swap. Because he's always chewed like plastic and even metal. Like he'll try and eat metal. It's a weird little boy he is. Okay, so we're sort of recreating this sort of like fence for this beautiful cow to be over. And I put the insert on here because A, you've got that lovely picture still coming through, and B, I can't believe you can't even see that join. That's brilliant. I'm real chuffed with that. Okay, so it can still be written on, so that is still like a normal part of the card. Okay, so I think I'm going to go with that top as soon as it's fallen out. And then we want something for the other side. I really like that Heard It's Christmas. Maybe on one of those. And then we want, do we want Mooey Christmas, or I think the Mooey Christmas is going to be smaller. So we'll go with Mooey, if we can get it out. Oh, this one's really resistant. Okay, that's that. Slide the knife under, all the way around. There we go. And I might pop out this little ribbon, or maybe we could go with From Me to You, just to fill up that space, have like a little sub-sentiment. Okay, let's put that out of the way. Let's see. So Mooey up there, maybe there with some gems. This is going to come over so that when the card is closed, this is what you're going to see. Yep, I can live with that. I think that's going to work. And then, like I say, we'll have the gems on that side. Let me grab some scissors because there's quite a few pips here. And like I say, I'll do the template on this one. This piece here, you don't have to have it at 2 inches. I kind of put it at 2 inches because I wanted there to be enough room for that cow to be above it, and to also use that bit of planking without cutting into too much of so I've still got enough of that cardstock there to make my normal sort of 6x6 card with the other toppers and things. And I am using quite a lot of toppers on this one. You don't have to put quite so many on if you don't want to. Okay, so let's have a look. So I've got some 1mm foam pads. Let's do those, and I want to put them on that side, so let's do this. It's still being very stubborn, sticking up. So I'm going to pop that on. Just going to pop a little line down. Obviously if you're using the Hunkydory strips, it's going to be easier. Just don't want to go over the halfway mark. This should fit in a normal 6x6 envelope if it's roomy. If not, you could just get those same little boxes, those ones from Hunkydory. Like I say, they are quite a good buy. I'm hoping they are in stock because they have been saying that everything's selling out, which is good and bad. Good for them, bad for us because we have to wait for stuff. But sort of hanging on for this new kit of the weekend. I know I'm going to get my magazine tomorrow because I've already had the dispatch notice. Right, I'm going to bring this down, so I'm going to line this sort of up with this fence, so it is a little lower on the card. I'm hoping you're not going to see any pads. No, that's brilliant. So we've got our two friends there. This one again, just going to pop a 1mm pad on. Still see those pips, so quite proud. I think this one was not perhaps die cutters as well as some of the others. You know what it's like, machines and pressure, blah blah blah. So I'm just putting a little bit of tacky glue on the back just to give me a little bit of room to move it if I need to. And then this one. Well, this card has been a lot easier than I thought it was going to be, to be honest. Even with that mistake with the cutting of it. That cardstock, I still can't believe that it doesn't even look like it's been cut. What brilliant cardstock that is. I've actually got, thinking about it now, I have got a pack. There was a Matastic wooden planky one. So I guess if you didn't want to cut into it, if you've got that Matastic one, then you could always use that instead. I think there was there one in the Duo design books as well, like a snowy sort of wood scenes, not wood as in, you know, load of trees, but wood as in planks. I'm pretty sure there was, but I don't know if that's an older one. Okay, so we're popping this in the middle-ish there. Hopefully that's quite central. I'm going to use these gold gems because last 2 days all the cards I've made I've been using these, and well, actually I've been using the silver ones, but we're on one of these little you know how things sort of be your favourite for a little while and then something else changes. This is me, slightly obsessed with these at the moment. Let's go with size 1, then maybe slightly larger. 1, and then we've got a smaller one. Got that smaller one there, and that medium one there. But then what I also want to do is just pop some in this side, some larger ones, just to bring the design all together. Come here, come here. This one maybe. There we go. That's quite spaced out for me. Normally I do them quite tight, close together. It's nice to have a change. Okay, so let's pop this card up so you can see. Hopefully I'm going to have to be careful because of those gems there. I'm sure that isn't quite straight as well. Let's see if it's going to let me change it without ruining it. There we go. That's better. So that is the cut-in Z fold. Now you have got a space at the back here where we've cut it. If you don't like that, what I would say is get some of your snowfall acetate, those little bits that are cut off and not really much good for anything. You just need a piece to be at least 2 inches long and nearly 3 inches across, 2 pieces. Or if you've got a piece that is nearly 6 inches across and you can score it in the middle, and then just pop that underneath those layers, and then in the back of the card all they're going to see is that snowfall. I haven't done that today. I've kept it quite nice and simple, just to make it nice and easy, but I just like the way that actually we can just make a feature of our little cows poking their heads over the gates. Okay, so that is card number 1, and I'm just going to get set up for card number 2. Okay, so for card number 2, what I think I'm going to do is just a plain little tent fold. Now I say plain because it's going to be a really simple card, but I think it's going to look really nice. Okay, so it's not going to look like it's a plain simple card basically. Sorry, it's like Piccadilly Circus in here today. And there's the Amazon one with George's food. Okay, so because we've got that gold foil in again, I'm just going to come in with some gold mirror foil, and I'm just going to take 2 notches off it. I'm just thinking now whether I want to go with some. Okay, so I was toying with the idea of using some gold glitter card, but it just looks a bit too yellow because it's not Hunkydory, that's why. Okay, so I'm not going to do that. So let's cut this down to 5 3/4, and that way we know it's going to be exactly the right length. Yeah. And what I'm going to do is just try and cut around this little cow and our robin. So my knife is quite sharp. Just go to that. Yeah. And then I'm just going to go around. And what we'll do is we will layer this back on top of this scene, and hopefully it's not going to look like anything's been chopped out of it. Okay, so just carefully go around our little robin. If you wanted to make it easy on yourself, you could cut the robin off. I am going to be using the robin topper anyway, so I wouldn't feel terrible if I had of, because there is still going to be the robin on there. Just going around. And this probably would be better with my scissors, but just trying to get a sort of outline of that hair on our beautiful cow. Just go around. And along. And across. Let's see if we can pop this out. Oops. There we go. And hopefully they're all going to come out quite nicely. Just being a little bit careful around our robin. just a question making sure that those corners have been cut, and then this should just pop like so, and then I can come across. Sorry, my mat's just moved a little bit. Again, just going around, cutting that little bit out. I'm not going to bother about the bit in between the robin's legs. That is going to be for someone who's just slightly better cutter or outer than me. Just going to get rid of that little bit of blue, a bit of blue. Just go around the top here because I can just see that little bit of blue on the hair, so just sort of even that out a little bit. Okay, so I'm happy with that. And then what I'm going to do is just bring in a scoreboard tool. Now, have I got something a little bit spongy? Probably not. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just go around the edges that I've cut, and hopefully this will just stop them looking quite so sharp. It's going to round them sort of under a little bit. It's just a ball tool. If you haven't got a ball tool, what you can use is any pen with a round lid, like have I got one here, like the Sakura sort of things. Here's one, the white gel pen. So like there, like those sort of things, you can just go over with that, and that will do the same job. Okay. So just got a little bit poking there of snow. But this is our cow. So obviously when we pop this back on, I'm not sure how far we've gone. We might need to cut some off still. Yes, we do. And then we're going to layer that up, and he's going to have a bit of dimension to him. So let's bring the trimmer back in. Let's pop it on like so, and we need to be 5 3/4. Okay, and what I'm also going to do is just cut that bit there, because what that will do is usually it will poke up in the wrong place, and sometimes you can see it, a lot of times you can't, but just in case. Right, so this piece here, so what you can do now is pop that through an embossing folder. You can, I'm going to pop some glitter on towards the end. If you wanted to, and you've got some little white pearls and you really fancy sitting there and stoning that with little pearls over these snowflakes, different sizes, you could do that as well. The other thing that would be really great for this, let me stick it on while I'm talking, is sort of a couple of months ago they had a cut-in sort of confetti die, where they it cuts circles out of the cardstock in random places. So that would be quite cool to have, like the sort of gold shining through, like sort of stars, that sort of effect. So or you could use your, I think the girls have used Hunkydory have used the Japanese hole punch to do it before, haven't they, in the different sizes. You could do that. Anything like that would make that really pop. And then this piece I'm going to pop onto some pads, and we are going to raise that up. Now here we go. I'm going to use some Hunkydory ones. These are still 1mm, and these are square ones. Now when I did use these the other day, they were a little bit sticky in the wrong places because they've been left out on the side. I think once the air gets to them, the glue sometimes goes a little bit extra sticky, because they're not like this when you buy them, or in my experience anyway. And just pop in a good amount on, because I want that to have quite a good amount of cover. I'm going to leave each other, see? So apologies about all the dog barking in this video. Just the people coming to the door. Fortunately, so after Thursday and the elections here in the UK, hopefully there will be a lot less. There, and then I do want to pop a little bit on these horns because I think they are going to be susceptible to getting bent in the post, or the back's not come off that bit. That's annoying. Okay, so we've got that bit there. Oh, and we've got a little bit to go on the robin as well. We want over there, that to there. I'll put that one on there because that is perfectly sized for him. And then a little bit too big. Pop some onto our robin. Onto there. Okay, so let's come across with these now. We have to get all the backs off. Apologies. I think this is probably the most boring bit of the video. And I didn't usually, I look before I make a video, I usually look beforehand at the Hunkydory gallery, so I try not to copy what they've done, you know, because I think that's one idea what you can do. It's nice to have other sort of suggestions. So I'm sure there must have been somebody who's cut this out on the design team or something. I'm not on the design team. I'm not on any teams. I can just get to play with what I really like and say what I like, although you can't say anything bad about Hunkydory. I don't think they've brought anything out that I don't like. Sometimes I say things that would make it better, but not. It's never a criticism, it's just a suggestion. So tacky glue on all of these pads just to make sure we get that in the right place. And then I'm going to line this up at the bottom. At least I'm going to try to. I think about there with that. So there we've got that little bit of distance between our cow and the gate. So that is there. Now the next thing I wanted to do was to bring in some red ribbon. So let me just going to cut a piece off here to the side. Get that bit off. And I'm going to need some red liner tape. I was thinking I was going to use this robin topper, but it might actually be too big. Let's see. So let's pop some red liner tape on there just to hold our ribbon in place. And what I like to do is just prop that up on something while I grab my ribbon, pop it where I want it, make sure it's around about straight. go, and I'm going to just take a little bit off each side. It's a little bit long. And under each piece of ribbon, just putting a good amount of this tacky glue on the top and on the bottom. And what that does is it will glue the fibres together so that there's no way that that ribbon can fray. And then my all-purpose glue all over the middle. We can go straight onto our card blank. And this would look really nice on those foiled card blanks as well they had today. Although I would leave a much bigger margin. So let me just pop that up because I need that to go up just a little bit more. Yeah, I'd have a bit more showing, otherwise it would be a waste. There we go. So that is our card onto our card blank. So as we say at the moment, I can see that ribbon isn't quite straight. There we go, that's better. Okay, so we have our little robin topper. That is way too big. Let's have a look at the other one. We have the little robin. We could go with that instead. I think that would be too big as well. And it's repeating there. If anything, I'd pop that down. No, we will just go with that. What I've also got, and what I'm also going to bring in, is this is Adorable Scoreable, and I've just foiled it in gold with the Spellbinders. I think it's Comfort and Joy is the set, and I'm going to use that as a sentiment coming across. Could go underneath there maybe. And then maybe our robin over here, or we could swap that over, have that at the bottom. So what happened with this is I made enough room when I was foiling it for the foil, but I didn't take into consideration the actual die as well, because the Comfort and Joy you have to die cut at an angle. So it had cut a little bit off, but I thought that's fine because I can just have it on an edge coming across like a flag, so I was more than happy with that. Okay, so we're going to have a robin up there, a little bow. Let's bring the bow maker out ready. Actually, grab another piece of ribbon ready, and let's pop this on first. So again, I'm going with those 1mm pads, just keeping it quite nice and low, just because I know these are going to the charity. And just want that just below that ribbon so that we can pop bow on the top. Just swizzle you around a little bit, Robin, coming up. There we go. This one, I think I'm going to go flat, so I'm just going to put some tacky glue on. Line that up square on the end and across. Then we just need our little ribbon. So for a bow, we're just taking the one that's gone underneath over the back and under, sort of pull it to the centre a little bit, and then make a little knot. You can sort of move the knot to the centre fairly easily, and then if I pull its little legs down, oops, bring my scissors back in, I'm just going to give that a little trim, and I'm going to pop a little bit of tacky glue at the top there, just above the actual topper piece. I'm going to pop that on. And I'm going to use my reverse tweezers just to hold that in position, and I will keep that there for around about 10 minutes. Now turning to some gems, and I'm thinking probably going to go with some gold ones again, but really want some small ones. And the other thing I was going to do was a bit of glittering, wasn't it? Oh, let's just get rid of that. So we've just got some small ones in there. And I'm just going to pop again random again, like I did on the last card. And put 4 there. And I just have to remember where I put the 2. One, 2. Have to hold it up, bear with me. Tiny little bit there. Oh, and one on the top. There we go. So 4 there. And then I'm just going to bring. I'm going to bring them down onto this wood. For another fray. And these ones I'm going to go a little bit bigger. And down there. There we go. Okay, so we can pop those away. So let's move that out of the way before we get the glitter out. And normally I would wait until the these were dry and the bow was dry as well, but just for the sake of the video, just going to pop just on some of these larger ones. And you can go all over if you want to. I'm just going to do it in the sky. I'm just going to sprinkle on. And if I just hold on to that. Okay, so it's not going to look like much at the moment because it will have the extra bits on. What I will do once that dries is just brush that off with a fine brush, and that will take any excess glitter off and leave a finer finish. But that is card number 2. Like I say, nice easy one, just cutting around, no special technique or anything with it, just a little bit of glitter, cutting around. A sentiment. If you haven't got any sentiments you can foil yourself, you can always, if you've got the little book from 2024 or any of the earlier ones, then you know, you can always get a sentiment out of there instead. I have got an older one, but I haven't got the new one, so that's why I've been more interested in foiling my own, mainly to use up the Adorable Scoreable, because I don't tend to use it up, and I've got boxes of it, so I decided I was going to be foiling it because it does foil so very well. Well, obviously, because that's what Hunkydory do with it. But that's it for today. So we've got this new cut-in Z fold. Like I say, the template will go up on Pinterest and Facebook. I'm also going to put it on YouTube now that I know how to do that. It's perfect for you know, if you've got anything sort of peeking over the edge. And you have got other ways to hide that at the back if you wanted to, but it is a really different sort of look to the card, and it's easier than a normal Z fold as well, because you don't have to match up any of those score lines. You've got no extra card stock to sort of have to use. You can sort of make it out of one piece. But next time, coming back again with these cute, what was it, cute companions? No, cute Christmas. This was Mooey Christmas. I will make up the rest of the cards on here. either today or tomorrow. And I have got some more from White Christmas that I'll put up on Pinterest today. But like I say, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye.